So Matt Lauer spoke to Ryan. He softened some of the elements of the story there. I think what he also, off camera, he told me that the car was sideswiped by guys with the badges, and they pushed him towards a gas station where they pulled him over. So the sideswiping never happened. I think he told Matt there was no cocked and gun loaded to the forehead. That never happened, and there wasn't a Dirty Harry moment. He also told me that he said, hey, if you got a gun, go ahead and use it while the other guys are lying on the ground. That Dirty Harry moment never happened.
Well, Matt, after talking to him last night, said he still believes the essence of it. Something clearly happened.
Yes. Yeah.
So that he feels, there is something that happened.
Yeah, somewhere in between these two
Somewhere
stories.
in between. And Matt did ask him, is there something that you're embarrassed about that you don't want to come out? Is there something, because that's the rumor here in Rio, is there perhaps is something that, they got caught up in something, or maybe drank so much that they, So
and you said the cameras are in every corner.
Cameras are everywhere. I was here a couple of years ago, and I talked to the mayor, and he brought me into the control room, and they showed me there are cameras on every block. They can zero into every square meter of this city. And I mean, there are like 10,000 cameras throughout all of, this area that we're in right here. So we will know, and most likely the reason they pull these two swimmers off of the plane, they have to have strong evidence to support that. There's no way they would cause an international incident.
The fact is, this story embarrassed the host country of the Olympics. And so they are going to make sure that people know that maybe it's not exactly
not that version of events.
That it was not that.
And you said, Gunnar Bentz and Jack Conger, the two others who were pulled off the plane. The fourth swimmer involved, Jimmy Fegan, he remains in Brazil. He's here in Copa, we believe, and is scheduled to speak today. He's also said to be cooperating with law enforcement.
So that's going to be very
And their version of events is also changing, whether it was one guy who held the gun to two guys. So there's a lot of, they've reported different things about what actually happened that night. So that's sort of adding to what is already a very murky.
The good news is nobody got hurt.
Yeah, nobody got hurt. They're all safe.
We'll move on, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it. But
we'll move on, but it's been an embarrassment for Brazil, and if it turns out not to be a necessarily true story, it's embarrassing for our swimmers.
My feeling is that most of the story is true. I told Matt this. I mean, when I spoke to Lochte, he came in at 7 o'clock in the morning, right? I spoke to him. It's a long way to travel from Olympic Village to get to Ipanema, where I met him. So he's probably maximum 2 hours sleep, if any sleep. And Lochte, even when he's completely lucid, I don't think has the ability to weave a mellifluous tale of, with details.
Mellifluous.
7 o'clock. I'm very impressed that you were able to dig down and bring that word out.
It's a beautiful word. Well, thank you very much.
It's a lovely word.
But here's the question, though. When you talked to him, it was just, 4 or 5 hours after he'd returned to the Olympic Village. You guys were shopping, you and Kit.
Not even. It was less. I mean,
less.
Probably had.
So he might have been there to report what was happening at the USOC because it was outside the USA House. So how did he seem to you in that moment? Did he seem like he'd been drinking?
Oh,
Did he seem like he was clear?
They were out. It was clearly.
Not that there's anything. I mean, they're celebrating there, but
There was Eau de Caparina.
My point is, when you're a foreigner traveling in any country, you have to be careful, and you can't put yourself in that situation where we've already been warned about all the things that could happen here.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.